Well, I think what that really means is if we can be objective and really take a step back and try and look at all that we can know about this universe and about our presence in it, our phenomenal experience, um, and then start looking at some of the bigger features. They're really shocking, and they suggest, as opposed to the materialist position, which tries to pretend this is all just some chaotic, random dance of subatomic particles that leads we know not where, but it really has no particular relevance because they're all just following the rules of physics, chemistry, biology, and it's not leading anywhere important because it's all just chaos. That's kind of the materialist position. After coma, a complete switch up is realizing everything has a purpose, that there's nothing so subtle in this universe that it doesn't merit our tremendous attention because it's a clue about the nature of emerging reality. And the things that I point out in the quote there from Living in a Mindful Universe, things like the mathematical precision, it really is shocking if you, from my point of view, if you take as kind of objective a view of all this as you can, that so much of this universe of ours can be described mathematically to perfection. It's really shocking, and it tells us something about kind of the organizational principles. And if there is an underlying intelligence, that kind of observation tells us a lot about that intelligence. Now, we tend to kind of equate it with human intelligence because we think that these mathematical models and everything, these are speaking a language that humans understand, and yet it's obviously something much bigger than that. And that's where I also think for example, the physical constants, the speed of light, the gravitational constant, the fine structure constant, things like this. There are 26 numbers that seem to be written into the very structure of the universe. But we're making assumptions to even call them constants. We don't know that they don't change over long time scales. But I think even more importantly is they're pointing out something about this universe that seems extraordinarily fine-tuned to allow for the existence of life and of intelligent life. And that's where things get very, very interesting, because I think you really have to start challenging yourself with, is this really just some chaotic dance of purposeless particles, following chaos, till the end of time? No. There's something very different going on here with a lot more of what I would say is a sense of purpose and meaning to it. And that's what this kind of awakening is all about, is acknowledging all of that. But from my point of view, and these are things that have been commented on, for example, by Roger Penrose, one of the most renowned mathematical physicists in the UK, who wrote The Emperor's New Mind back in 1989. But he was really getting at a point about computability and algorithms, things that are very stunning, which make tremendous statements about artificial intelligence and all of that, but especially about consciousness. And I think all of this is leading us toward, and this is something that we argue in Living in a Mindful Universe, is towards a much richer understanding of that consciousness and how it basically overlaps and intersects with our human consciousness, but in ways that are very profound, so that we're not just, a little being in a physical body that lives birth to death and nothing more, but we're actually participants in the self-awareness of the universe that is absolutely headed somewhere very, very important.